Hey everyone, before I get started, I just want to remind you that if you like my content, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and then join the Militia Man and Crew Patreon community by clicking the link in the caption. Good evening everybody, Militia Man and Crew. I just want to say thank you for being with us at patreon.com, and our Discord chat room is quite vibrant. Super Samson just knocks it out of the park. And always know that you have welcoming through Gigi, our admin, does a bang-up job, okay? Very helpful. If you have any problems, she's your gal. So anyway, before I get started, I want to thank Vizsla Copper for being tonight's sponsor. We're going to get started. The copper supply chain is fracturing. Your power grid, your communications, your entire electrical infrastructure depends on it. While the mainstream media is asleep, the U.S. government is making emergency moves to secure domestic supply. And if you understand what that means, you already know where this is going. The government just issued a direct order, immediate measures to increase American mineral production. They specifically named the Palmer Project in Alaska as a priority. This isn't wishful thinking. It's a White House directive. Palmer has $3.5 billion in copper, zinc, and critical metals already in the ground. Road access to port, a defined resource ready to move. The government signaling this project gets fast-tracked. Vizsla Copper just acquired Palmer, same team that built Vizsla Silver into a billion-dollar company. They're not guessing, they're executing. They control over 1.7 billion pounds of copper at their two flagship properties, and now they're positioned directly inside America's critical minerals strategy. When the government names your project as a solution, that's not luck, that's positioning. Here's what matters. Owning physical, government-backed, domestic mineral supply is one of the most direct ways to prepare for what's coming. When supply chains tighten, and they will, the assets sitting in the ground with government backing are what hold value. Other Alaskan projects with this level of support moved over 200%. Vizsla Copper trades under ticker VCUFF in the United States, and VCU.V in Canada, is now the focal point of America's copper solution. Position accordingly. Do your research, but don't sleep on the signal. So, hey everybody, let's just jump into the what's going on, okay? So today, it's kind of funny. It's kind of like the mirror on the wall. Who's telling the truth after all, right? That's kind of an interesting thing, is because there's some actors involved, and who is telling the truth? Well, I believe that some of the key players in this are, I'm going to talk about who do tell the truth. So look, as a mirror comparison of the three biggest voices in Iraq, who are they? Well, there's Taif Sami, she's the finance minister, Al-Awlaq's the CBI governor, and Dr. Muhtar Saleh, he's the prime minister's advisors. Those people are the ones that I listen to. There's a few more, Al-Nasuri, etc. But the bottom line is that what we've been seeing in that quiet tell, that hush that I've been talking about, is that they're feeding us information consistently. And they're setting the stage because of what they say has meaning. It doesn't always mean the same to us, but if you break it down, you're going to find that it's very powerful information. So the finance minister, Taif Sami, central bank governor, Al-Awlaq, prime minister financial advisor, Dr. Muhtar Saleh, these three people are independent by law. They're independent, right? That's what they have jobs to do, and that's how they talk, and that's how they speak. But in the last 30 days, they've been saying almost the exact same thing using different words because they have respective jobs. Like Al-Sudani, for instance, he was in Newsweek. Big deal. They set the stage. He came out today. We had another article on it, and he's talking about his side of the position. To me, this is not an accident. This is the mirror we've been waiting for because they need to be in line with each other. They have to be independent, but they have to be on the same page. And today we had one more voice, an economist who was saying something different. It's the shadow in the mirror that makes the whole picture clearer. So it's someone that's being tainting the pictures, if you will, trying to maybe, right? We also have the latest big move from the banking world. Al Ahli Bank going live on the new global bank system. This is the piece that shows that Mirror is not just talking. It's wired to the world. So when we talk about that, it's going to be interesting. TAFE Sammy, for instance, that was, by the way, just for what it's worth, that's the Iraq National Bank. It's the largest private bank in all of Iraq. Okay. TAFE Sammy, debt is safe and we're cutting costs, end quote. October 18th at the World Bank meetings, she said, public debt is safe, at safe levels, at around 40% of GDP, and we're reducing unnecessary spending and increasing revenues. The translation for that is basically, we're not broke, we're cleaning house. Then here's Al-Alaq. Quote, reserves are strong, reforms are advanced. We talked about that. We talked about it in Patreon, in our Discord chat room, and I think you guys see it in articles. October 31st, press conference. Foreign reserves cover 18 months of imports. Do you guys realize how big that is? That's not normal for countries. That's far, far above average. Banking reforms are in advanced stages and stability is guaranteed. And here we have, what does that mean? Well, we have plenty of dollars and the banks are ready to the world. That's what Al-Alaq is saying. We're ready to the world. Dr. Soleil, gold's up 55%, inflation's down 76%, reserves cover everything. That's the brief. Their inflation is down to 0.8%. That is perfect. That's IMF requirements. That's it's a tell sign to the BIS. It's a tell sign to the WTO. Those are all tell signs that they're doing all the right things. On November 16th, in an interview, it says gold reserves hit between 167 and 171 tons. The latter, I think, is where I'm standing, 171. Inflation, again, 0.8%. Reserves fully cover the dinar in circulation. That's from Soleil. See how they're talking about the same thing? Here's what that particular means. It says we have a fortress. This is Soleil. We have a fortress of money and prices are rock solid. That's awesome. And here's this economist, Dia Abdul Karim. Fear of a rate change with a new government. I have to laugh. November 19th interview. The streets worried about a dollar devaluation with the new government. Past changes hurt families with higher prices. Leaders need to reassure people if the program includes a rate shift or if it stays the same. And then the translation to this one is, the mirror is bright, but the shadow is real, and people are scared of bad news. So why do they do that? It's almost they just try to keep people on their back foot to diminish speculation and things of that nature. It's very interesting how that works. But anyway, the Al-Ahli Bank, the private bank, largest in Iraq, goes live on SWIFT, MX. And basically what's this? This is the mirror that connects to the world. That's how I look at it. You can't see how these guys are mirroring each other. November 19th announcement, the bank successfully migrated to the new global SWIFT MX system that is ISO 20022 with zero downtime across all their channels. This is to keep a step in modernizing payment infrastructure and aligning with international standards. BIS, WTO, everything. It's just the way this stuff is working. This mirror isn't just talking to itself anymore. It's wired to every bank on the planet. Now, when they say that this bank did it, the largest private sector bank, private sector, isn't Iraq going into the private sector? They absolutely are. And why choose the Iraq National Bank of Iraq? Because it's a private bank. And who do they do business with? They do business with the private sector. Isn't that fascinating? I think it's awesome. I love it though. The mirror is not just talking to itself anymore. It's wired to every bank on the planet. Why the mirror matters? Okay, including the shadow and the global wire. That's the topic. When the finance minister, the central bank governor, and the prime minister's top advisor all sing the same song at the same time, it means the entire government is on the same page. And that's what I get from it, and I think that everyone else should probably see that now. And this has never happened in the last 15 years. It's not the same old, this is that, this is that, this is that. We've seen this before. We haven't seen all this before. In fact, we've never seen it before, in my opinion. So what the mirror is preparing for, I love the way I came up with this. It's funny. The shadow makes it clearer. Safe debt plus huge reserves plus low inflation equals a perfect report card for the Bank of International Settlements. The BIS application filed this month, we've talked about it. You see how these things are falling into line? The same report card equals perfect score for WTO membership talks. Same report card equals perfect timing for the rear adjustment. We track the real effective exchange rate that reflects true purchasing power. That's what that means, true purchasing power. And who's going to get purchasing power? The citizens are. What are we going to get? We're going to get some purchasing power. It's going to be just different. That's all there is to it. It's going to be different. One of the most important things we get to talk about is the sequence we've been teaching, or we've been talking about. At least that's how I look at it. Step one, get the mirror perfect. The mirror's been cleaned. You've got all three in line. Everybody's talking the same language. They just did that. That's what we're talking about. They've been doing that this last week. They just did that. Central bank moves the rate first. Al-Alaq can do it. If he wanted to, he can do it tomorrow. We're not waiting for the parliament. We're not waiting for a new government, because the central bank is independent of the political side. So when al-Sudani is over here talking, Taif Sami is over here talking, Al-Alaq can be his talking, but he also can make his own moves when it's prudent to do so. All the big laws, oil, gas, budget, etc., become happen to be, if they do what they say they're going to do, these laws become 15, 25% cheaper to pass, because everything is suddenly priced in stronger dinars. That's what I've been saying. I did in Discord. I've been telling people that the same thing is that you got to realize when they adjust the exchange rate in dinar terms, and they use dinars for trade, things become a lot cheaper quite quickly. I think 15 to 25% is probably going to be pretty light, but we'll see. Ultimately, at the end of the day, what happens when all this does? Doors fly open. Al-Sudani is out looking for those people to come into those doors, because those doors are open. That's what he's doing on Newsweek. He's talking to people. And who's watching? Well, the application is on the desk for the Bank of International Settlements, is it not? All the news that we see, WTO in the news, is it not? Of course it is. Hasn't massive investments been coming into Iraq, into the hundreds of billions? Yes, they have. Bottom line, after watching this mirrors form in the last 30 days, the finance minister, the central bank governor, and the top advisor are all reading from the exact same script. That's how you should take it. That's how I do it. But there again, you might have a different perspective. Basically, the script says we're ready, we're stable, we're strong, and we're about to make a move. That's how I look at it. And this economist that's concerned, it's the shadow that makes the light brighter. It's the fear that proves the hope is real. The government knows people are nervous because they're getting edgy. They've been promised a lot of stuff. Remember, Al-Sudani himself said the dinar is going to be stronger than the dollar. So they're getting edgy. So that's why they keep repeating the same three words. Three words if you check it out. Safe, strong, and stable. And now we have the Iraq National Bank with the global wire. That's the proof the mirror isn't just talking to itself. It's connected to the world's financial nervous system. I think that's pretty funny. But anyway, look, Iraq's somewhat of a baby. She's not crawling anymore. She's starting to walk. That's where I see. Anyway, hope you liked my content tonight. this stuff has truth in it, and it's no hype. It's really fascinating. And all this basis comes from directly from patreon.com with Militia Man and Crew. I get all my data from my room, and most often, on occasion, I'll grab something from somewhere else. But ultimately, my research is directly related to what we have in Militia Man and Crew. And we've got about 3 years of data you guys can search simply by using keywords and search bars to be able to find it. And you'll be able to find all this data where I pull from. So you'll get the idea quite quickly. And everybody's welcome. We appreciate you guys being with us. And thanks. And don't forget, we have Wednesday Q&A, questions live stream. And we just did one tonight, and it was great. So everybody's welcome. Come on over, check us out, and let's watch this process, and let's look into that beautiful mirror. All right, have a great week. Once again, guys, don't forget to hit that like button if you like this content. Subscribe to the channel, or join us at the Militia Man and Crew Patreon community for even more exclusive content. You can also donate to this channel by hitting the links in the banner to help keep this page up and running. Your generous support is greatly appreciated, as always. Much appreciated. Thank you so much, and have a great day.